afternoon and welcome. Let's get started. Today we're going to talk to our Mac on Go for Lunch for April 30th. Can you believe April is almost gone? 2024. Brought to you by GoFor Technology. I'm Roger Harmon, your host, and we are here to make your technology work for you. Today is National Military Brats Day. Their symbol is the dandelion, and their catchphrase here is "Children of the world, blown to all corners of the world, we bloom anywhere." And I am, in fact, an Air Force brat. So a significant day today for me and possibly some of you. So we're going to work on talking to your Mac. Now this is going to be an update from Go for Lunch number 19, which streamed live on September 15th, 2020. So it's been a while because now there's some new features we want to talk about, and everything is working better if you have an Apple Silicon Mac, an M1 or later Mac. Hi, Judy and Deb. So this is the first of a three-part series. Today we're going to be talking about dictation. In 2 weeks we're going to be talking about voice control. And in 3 weeks we're going to be talking about your friend and mine, hopefully, Siri. So in order to use voice dictation, which is not on by default, you need to activate it. And here are the steps to do just that. You go to System Settings or System Preferences. You go to Keyboard. You go to Dictation. And then you slide on the switch to the right of dictation. So there's some other settings that you want to attend to there. You can actually have more than one language selected. So you want to make sure you're on English, and if you want to have a second language, you can select that there. And then you want to establish a shortcut. Hi, Bob. And the default shortcut is the FN or function key, which you may or may not have at the lower left-hand corner of your keyboard. If you don't have it, then I suggest that you use the right command key. So you have a command key on the left side and the right side of your space bar. You probably don't use the one on the right side, so that would be a good one to use. And you can also turn on the auto punctuation. So let's go through that as we go into our system settings. So what I did is I searched up here in the search box. I just typed in DIC, the beginning of dictation, and it popped right up. And I clicked on dictation, and here is where you do the settings. So you want to turn on the switch right here, and then you want to go down here and turn on this dictation switch. And then here's where you have languages. So let's add a language. Let's see here. We have Castilian, but we don't have Mexican Spanish, it doesn't look like. Let's look down here further. You can see there's like over 30 different languages. Let's get down to the S's here. Here we go. So we have Spanish for Mexico. So we're going to turn that on, and you'll see how to select that here in a minute. Then you can select your microphone. We'll talk more about microphones. And then you can see here it is, let's zoom in here a little bit so you can see that better. It has defaulted to the function key, but we're going to click here on the double arrows, and we're going to say press the right command key twice. Okay, and then we will turn on auto dictation. So those are the settings you want to use to get dictation operational. So the way it works is you simply hit that function key or that shortcut key twice to start. You hit it once to stop. Very, very simple. So the concept here that you need to understand is that you have your brain in gear before you put your mouth in motion. So what that means is know what you're going to say before you start the dictation. Don't wait until after you hit the key twice and then try to think of what you're going to say. Be prepared, and your dictation will go a lot better. Of course, you need to enunciate so that the dictation engine will understand what you're trying to say. And you need to have the microphone as close to your face as possible. So if you have a later model MacBook, which has 3 microphones, 2 of them work on noise cancellation. Of course, you don't want to be in a noisy environment at all. You want to be in a quiet setting. And that might work fine, but the closer the mic is, the better you are. So you could use a ear set mic like I use right here, and that would be ideal. This is less than $20. If you don't like something hanging on your ear, then you could use a lavalier mic like this PV510 Plus, and that's also less than $20, and it comes with a little adapter so you can use it in any situation. So microphone close to your mouth is important. So let's look at what things you can tell the computer to type. So we're going to go to Safari, and this link, by the way, is down below, so you don't have to figure out what that link is. So let's get back to the top here. So these are the commands for dictating text on your Mac. So we're going to start with punctuation, and we're going to zoom in here so you can see these a little better. So you can see here we have lots of different punctuation. If you want a parentheses, you would just say open parentheses, and when you're done with the parentheses, you would say close parentheses. So you got colon, comma, dash, ellipse, ellipsis, exclamation point. This one is interesting. You can have 4 choices for a period. You can say period, point, dot, or full stop. And if you want to put quotes around something, you simply say quote, and when you're done, you say end quote. And you can do that with a single quote as well. Then we have typography. So you would have to say ampersand. You couldn't say and sign. And then you can say @ sign, \/ Now this one is interesting. Center dot and large center dot. Of course, you could use those as bullets. So those would be very hard to find on your keyboard. Another tough one is the degree sign, which sometimes you want. So you can just dictate that. And then you have 2 choices here, hashtag or #. And you can do underscore, and I don't know where you would use a vertical bar, but there it is. Then we get to formatting. So when you want a new line, you just say new line. If you want numbers to be typed instead of words, you would say numeral. And then at the end of the phrase, it would automatically switch back to letters. You can say new paragraph. If you have something that you don't want spaces in, like 2 words that are run together, you can do that by saying no space on. And you can use the tab key with your voice. Then we have capitalization, where you can turn caps on and off. You can go to all caps. And then we have mathematical, equals, greater than, less than, minus sign. the multiplication sign, which comes out as an X, which is interesting because most cases in computers they use the asterisk for multiplication and the plus sign. And you can do currency, dollars, cents, pound sterling, euro, and yen. And then the little emoticons, which of course are different than emojis. You can see those. And then here's some other ones that are tough to do. The copyright sign, the registered sign, and the trademark sign. Now you can also do emojis by simply, you need to know the proper name of the emoji. So you could say smiley face emoji, frown emoji, things like that. So let's zoom back out and continue on. So dictation works in almost any app that has text input. And with Apple Silicon, the dictation actually takes place right on your device. If you have an older Intel Mac, then your utterances are sent to Apple on the internet and they come back. So because of that back and forth, it's going to be a little slower on an Intel-based Mac. Also, another thing to be aware of is it does look at contacts. So if you have someone that has a name that's spelled differently, especially a first name, then it will check contacts and use the correct spelling. So the more that you use dictation, the better it becomes understanding your device. There is a dictation engine, and it will learn when you train it by using it. So that's voice dictation. If you haven't already, please type any questions in and do me a favor and share the GoFor Gazette with anybody you know that uses Apple products. Of course, that comes out every Monday morning to your email inbox at about 7 o'clock. And somebody's already given us one thumbs up. Thank you. So give us a like, a thumbs up, and if for some weird reason you haven't already subscribed, go ahead, subscribe, and click on that little bell to be notified when we go live. So let's see. Anybody using dictation? In case, hi Carolyn. In case you're wondering why I said the next chapter in this three-part series is in 2 weeks, that is because next Tuesday, the May 7th, is going to be an Apple event. And Apple has changed the time of that to 7 in the morning. So that's good for me. Thanks, Apple. So I can put together a presentation and have it ready for you all by high noon on Tuesday. So I'll be a busy boy on Tuesday morning, as I always am. So let's see what we have here in the comments. So Susan says, I've started using dictation. People have to prepare for a lot of frustration in the beginning. That is true, but again, the more you use it, the better it will become. And Judy's having problems with installing her Office Jet 8028E. So I'll give you a call, Judy, and see if we can help you with that. And Kurt is, in fact, using dictation. So I use it all the time. It is very handy. And of course, if you want to avoid any carpal tunnel problems, it's a good thing to give your wrists a rest. And probably a good thing to have a wrist rest. And dictation, of course, is the way to do that. So hopefully you have learned something, and you will put that knowledge to work by turning on dictation on your computer and giving it a shot. So you can use it for emails as a real good place to use it, or anything that you need to type. And of course, there will be proofing. It is not perfect, so you will actually have to go over it and proof it. And in 2 weeks, when we talked about voice control, there's actually some ways that you can make corrections with your voice. So that is kind of great too. And Susan, this is a great question. Can you use it on your iPhone? Yes. So on your iPhone keyboard, it's already there. You don't have to turn anything on. There's a little microphone in the lower right hand corner of your keyboard on your iPhone and your iPad. So you just tap on that and you are ready to dictate, and tap on it again to stop. So it's a lot simpler on an iOS device. And it works pretty much the same way as we described here. So if you think of any other questions after we finish, you can email me or you can call me, and that information is coming up right now. So have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you here next week on May the 7th at high noon. Take care.